Hi guys, this is Stefan, poker coach and founder of BecomeAnOnlinePokerPro.com. Welcome back to episode 15 of the Bankroll building experiment. This is the YouTube series. In case you don't know, this is the YouTube series where I abandon the games I usually play at No Limit 100 and No Limit 200, just to show you guys exactly what it takes to build a bankroll from scratch in 2013. And we're back now. I have had to find new tables because some of the tables from episode 14 just broke while I was breaking in between videos. But we're back here with more action. It seems we started out with hitting a set on table 3. I'm just gonna raise it up in this situation just because, you know, blind versus blind, people are not really likely to be giving each other a lot of respect, so I think he's going to be playing back in this situation more than he usually would. And there are a lot of flush or straight draws out there that I want to protect from and that I could possibly represent, so you know, I think going ahead and raising there is going to be a fine play. On table 4, aces high, limps in the small blind, just easy raise up with the ace 5. Now just the hand before, I did see this guy kind of spaz out by betting pot, so I'm thinking my line here, you know, I think when he's calling this flop, he's not really been calling or folding any flop c-bets yet. I think it's very likely that this guy just has absolutely nothing, and I think if I check the turn, I think he's likely to bluff all of his nothing. So I think checking the turn is going to be the best choice for me to get value now. Since he didn't bluff it, I think he probably has a hand, and the only real way to get value from a hand in this spot is going to be by betting very small, because, you know, if he has an ace, we're not really getting any value, you know, we're just going to split the pot, so we have to get him to call with a hand that's weaker than an ace. So I think betting under betting the pot is going to be a best option, and he did end up calling with king high, so I think under betting in that spot is definitely going to be the correct move. Wow, the clock is getting late. I have to meet up with the guys at soccer practice, and like I have to get going in like 10-13 minutes. Well, I guess this video is just going to be a bit shorter. I hope you guys don't mind. Ace 6 on table 2. It's definitely a raise if it's folded around to us. Now the guy is limping in the middle position, I think. Looks like he's folding a lot to c-bet, so I think, you know, raising up the ace 6, isolating him, playing a heads up pot where he's going to be folding a lot on the flop is going to be just fine. We do get a call in the small blind though, and we flop top 2, or not top 2, but we flop 2 pair, which is obviously great. Now let's just hope that one of these guys have a weaker ace, or, you know, just anything that's willing to pay us off. 7 deuce, not really. Don't really have anything, and this board is not really that good for stealing, because, you know, there's a lot of gut shots like queen 9, queen jack, 7-8, 7-9. Any pair of kings, 10s or 6s is going to call, so it's not really a great board for stealing. And with 7 deuce we don't have any equity at all, so, you know, just giving up on table 1 is going to be fine. Folding the king of 4, should probably have just min open, since I don't know anything about him and people tend to fold too much. Over here I'm going to try to min open, because it seems like people are folding too much. You can see the guy on table 1, he had the auto fold on, so he wasn't even waiting to see what I did, he just had it to auto fold. And against these guys, you know, the minimum open is going to be great a lot of the time. It seems like we have to play a bit of heads up on table 3. No, the guy chickened out, but I guess we got another dude, another Dane, Sir Boller, joining in. It's kind of a fun name. So we're definitely going to play him a bit heads up. It seems like he's pretty bad after, you know, donking minimum in the first hand. So we definitely won't mind playing against him heads up. Now when he is dunking minimum, I don't really think he has a strong hand a lot. So I think, just raising it up and getting a fold from him a lot of the time is going to be the best option. He did decide to call and now dunk pot on the turn. I have absolutely no idea what he's doing that with. I don't think he has any idea either. I'm pretty sure he just figured he wasn't going to fold in that hand whatsoever. So not really a great flop, but it is heads up, and we do have 2 overcards and a gut shot, so I think it's definitely fine. It's good enough for us to bet again. Now when he does call and the flush completes, I don't really want to bet again against this guy. I don't think he's very likely to be folding at all. I don't think he's folding like any of the pairs he calls the flop with. Just based on these first like 3, 4, 5 hands, he seems like a pretty big fish. So I think just check folding there is going to be the best option. Great board for c-bet on table 3. And the guy decides to dunk into us again. Now he made it minimum the last time, so I don't really know if him making it larger is now weakness. I guess we're just going to try and find out by raising it up. Playing against guys like this one, he's likely to be playing a lot of hands, spewing in a lot of spots. So trying to figure out as quickly as possible what's up with a guy like this is going to be fine. I'm really tempted to just raise it up here now and shove the river, and I think that's what I'm going to do, just because I don't believe he has a king, and I do believe he is going to end up folding by the river a lot of the time. So that's going to be my plan in this spot. Last time he dunked bet the turn full pot, and now he only dunked bet half pot. So there's probably some correlation between his hand strength and the amount he's choosing to make it. Now over on table 2 here, this guy minimum dunks, and usually I just raise that up any day, but because this guy is folding so much to c-bets, I'm kind of thinking that his dunk betting range has more of his strong hands. Now it's kind of tough to explain quickly, but you only have so many hands, so many strong hands that can continue on the flop. And let's say you're folding all the time when you're faced with a c-bet. Well, that necessarily means that your strong hands must be in another part of your flop strategy. So if you're folding all the time when you're faced with a c-bet, then your dunk betting range, or your range for leading into the preflop raiser, which is a dunk bet, is going to be stronger than if you were never folding to flop bets and you also were dunking a lot. Then your dunk bets are likely to be bluffs, since you're never really folding when others are betting into you either. Now I hope this makes sense. Well, it's kind of like this concept. Then you can't have strong hands all the time, and so if you're using all your strong hands for dunk betting, then you're going to be folding a lot to c-bets, and that seems like that's the way this guy is constructing his strategy. It was kind of like a long-winded way to say that I believe that his dunk bet in that situation is going to be stronger than the average men dunk bet that we're going to see. And it looks like Sir Boller from Denmark managed to bust his stack in 6 hands, I believe. So yeah, you could see why I felt like it was important to get involved with him pretty quickly, to try and get some reach, that we can hopefully adjust or exploit, I should say, before someone else decides to wake up and take all of his money. But we didn't quite make it in time. Okay, I think I'm just going to go like 5 minutes more and then call the video. Pretty good c-bet spot on table 2. We don't really have a lot of equity, but the flop texture is fine. And we do get a fold, and raising the deuces is going to be fine on table 3. Now against this guy on table 4, he looks to be a fish. I think we can definitely 3-bet ace-jack for value against his. It kind of looks like a loose aggressive fish, playing like 53/20 pre-flop. So I definitely think that he's going to call our 3-bet with dominated aces and dominated jacks. And when he's donking minimum here, I think we can just call. I think he's going to have a lot of weaker aces or hands that are unpaired that we are already beating. So just calling and seeing a turn card is going to be fine. And we do manage to hit the turn. And he check calls, so again, I think he likely now has a weaker hand, like maybe a weaker ace, and maybe he decided to dunk minimum or very small with a queen. Either way, I think, a half pot bet is probably going to be fine. We could get more money out of an ace than half pot, but I think that we can get more of his range to call a half pot bet than if we bet larger. So I think overall, betting less is going to be more profitable against his entire range, even though betting bigger would be more profitable against his ace-x hands. I think it's more likely that he has a hand like a queen or 2 sevens or, a 5 of some sort. And he did end up folding. So that's kind of unfortunate. But I definitely think my logic is valid in betting less in that spot. On table 3, I think this is a decent spot for a squeeze. Just the fact that he's making it 65 instead of like 3x or a minimum open is telling me that this guy's probably a regular, and if he's probably a regular, then he's probably opening the button quite wide. And since the small blind just called instead of 3-bet himself, there's probably not a large chance that he has a very strong hand, so I think I'm going to be able to get 2 folds there quite a lot of the time. And the jack 3 here against the big fish is just a fold. We're going to be playing a lot of pots out of position, and jack 3 is not really a hand we want to do that with. Ace queen, on the other hand, is a great hand against this Sonny Rollins guy from Switzerland. And now we just 3-bet this guy, and now he's making a very small 3-bet, and we do have a suited Broadway, very strong suited Broadway. So I'm just going to call this this 3-bet and try to play a flop against him. And now he checks to us. Just going to take a stab at this pot and try and take it down. I don't really expect him to be checking like aces or kings or queens on this flop a lot. So I do expect him to check fold quite a bit. It's such a drawy board that I expect him to try and charge draws if he did have a strong hand. So when he does decide to check, I think he's check folding a lot. I don't really think we can quite call here with the 7s. They're so low that we kind of only calling to hit a set, and since I don't really know how much this guy is 3-betting, and we don't really have very deep effective stacks, I don't really think I can call here. Like I would like at least 15 times. So I was to call like 175 in that spot to see the flop. So I would want at least 15 times 175 to be left in both of our stacks, and I would like to know that he's 3-betting a very tight range before I like to call with my small pocket pairs. That's basically because you have to ensure that your opponent is likely to be paying you off when you do end up hitting your set, and you have to ensure that he has enough money so that you win enough money when he is deciding to pay you off. Or else, when you're calling with your small pairs, you have to remember that you're only going to hit 1 in 7.5 times. So you're going to be check folding a lot of flops, and even sometimes when you do hit your set, he's going to hit a stronger hand. So you really have to win a lot the times you do hit. So if you're calling only to hit a set, you have to have good implied odds, so you need to know that he's 3-betting a very strong range, and you need to have deep stacks to make sure you win a big pot when you do end up hitting. Sorry, it's a slight tongue twister there at the end. But that's it, guys. I have to go now. I have to hurry up and get to soccer practice. But I really do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like it, please subscribe to my channel, and remember to check out becomeanonlinepokerpro.com for updates. Sometimes even when I'm not uploading a video, I am updating the website, so make sure you check that out regularly. And have a great day, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.